Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in silence and didn't feel the urge to fill it in? No music, no notifications, just space. We're so busy cramming our lives with constant stimulation that we forget that there's value in the space between all of it. Japanese minimalism isn't about throwing away all your stuff and living in a white-walled apartment with one chair and one futon. It's about creating more life in your life. These 7 habits, they're principles that you can actually live by. I've been slowly incorporating them into my routines, and I can honestly say that I feel calmer, clear-headed, and more satisfied with my life. So let's get into it. If you're anything like how I was a couple months ago, I used to fill every space, every extra moment with stimulation. I would never allow myself to be bored, to appreciate silence, to just let myself be in the moment. If there was nothing going on, I would create something. I would make a phone call, I would text someone, I would go on an app, but I would never just sit there and appreciate stillness. Slowly, I've been trying to change that and make myself more mindful of the moments that I have, the stillness, the silence. And this principle is something in Japanese culture called ma. It translates to embrace the space between moments, embrace stillness. This is something that pretty much no one in Western culture does anymore. Maybe we meditate for 5 or 10 minutes a day, and that's what we call our mindfulness. But ma is about more than just a 10-minute meditation every day. It's about enjoying the stillness between constant stimulation, enjoying the slowness between the speed of everyday life, and being present in those moments and appreciating them. Now let's talk about motenai, which translates to regret waste. It doesn't just mean waste in terms of trash and physical waste. It's wasted time, wasted energy, wasted moments. This one in particular hit pretty hard for me when I learned about the principle of motenai in Japanese culture. The reason is because I used to be someone that would waste a lot of time. And it wouldn't just be time spent on my phone or watching TV, of that sort. I would definitely waste a lot of time in that way. But I would also waste moments that I was spending with friends that could have otherwise been special moments. Say I was on a long walk with one of my good friends. Maybe they were talking to me about something that was very important to them. Since I would constantly stimulate myself with social media and other distractions, never really had that ability to deeply focus. I would constantly be distracted in every moment, and I wouldn't get to fully be present with who I was with. So I would just zone out while my friend was telling me something about their life that was important to them. I would be unable to contribute to that interaction, and in a way, I was ruining those moments. I was creating waste, moments that would have been special with other people, with good friends. Just being cognizant, reducing the amount of time you waste, the amount of moments you waste. Eat the food you buy, go to the things that you say yes you're gonna go to. Stop watching shows you don't care about. Stop watching videos you don't care about. It's not about guilt, it's about remembering that everything has value, including your time and your energy. Now let's talk about shoshin. Translates to a beginner's mind, going into any task or interaction as if you know nothing. And what this does is it allows you to naturally be curious about what you're doing. If you go into something like you're an expert, you're just going to assume you know everything about it, and you're not going to spend any time learning new things and be excited about it. But when you go into things with a beginner's mind, like a book or a conversation, you're genuinely curious about learning more, and you ask questions about it. You want to dive into it more, and it makes you excited to learn. It brings more to your reading, your workouts, your conversations, your journaling, pretty much everything else you do in your life. Try employing a little bit of shoshin into your activities and see how it impacts you. Now let's talk about hensai, which translates to self-reflection, whether it be through meditation or journaling. Hensai is about checking in with yourself, asking yourself how you're doing. If you see that one of your good friends is going through something, you're gonna ask them about it, check in with them, try to help them work through it. But a lot of times we avoid doing that with ourselves. But by employing hensai into our daily lives, we ask ourselves those same questions that we would ask our good friends. And we work our way through problems by ourselves, with our own minds, with our own problem solving. Hensai is about steering the ship of your life in the right direction, and gently correcting course when you go off. Employ hindsight in your life, whether it be through journaling, meditation, or any other form that allows you to reflect on your life. Now let's talk about the fifth principle or habit, which is Ichigo Ichi. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these. And Ichigo Ichi translates to treat every moment as if it's once in a lifetime. This exact moment, you watching this video right now, you sitting in your bed, on the couch, in the car, wherever you are, this is only gonna happen once. Ichigo Ichi is about appreciating that fact, living every moment as if that moment's only gonna happen once, because it is. That dinner that you spend with your family may seem like a burden to you, or maybe you're not excited for it, but 5, 10 years from now, you're gonna look back on that and wish that you appreciated that moment when you had it, and you would probably give anything to go back to it. You never know what you're gonna appreciate later down the line. Try to employ a little bit of Ichigo Ichi in your everyday life, whether it be through learning to be more present or just slowing down, focusing on your breath, and appreciating where you are, who you're with, and what you're doing. Now let's talk about the sixth habit or principle. I apologize, I'm definitely going to mispronounce this one. It's called Kokoro wo komete, and it translates to put your heart into it. What this means is focus on what you're doing with your entire heart. Don't multitask, don't be in your head, just be where you are, what you're doing, and go all in on that. For me, I interpret this as one thing at a time, wholeheartedly. Put your entire self into it. When you're eating, focus on your food, the taste of your food. When you're talking to a friend, focus on that conversation. Focus on that moment with your friend. Be there in that moment. Put all of yourself into that moment because it's special. This mindset, putting your whole heart into every action you take, has been a huge game changer for me. And it's allowed me to not do more, but do better for the things I do. It will make you much happier and more productive than just doing more and doing a ton of things and doing them all badly. So do less, do them better, and put your whole heart into what you do. Even if it's something as small as folding the laundry or doing the dishes, just do it with care. Take your time, put your heart into it. The seventh principle or habit, yukuri, which translates to slow down. You're probably starting to see a trend that a lot of these principles and habits translates to being present in the moment and appreciating where you are and what you're doing. This is because a huge part of Japanese minimalism is about freeing yourself from physical possessions, mental clutter, and allowing yourself to learn to be present and appreciate moments and experiences rather than physical items and material possessions. And yukuri, slowing down, is one that takes a lot of practice. Breathe slower, do things slower. Living slow is a movement that everyone talks about, but it takes a lot of practice, especially in a world obsessed with speed. But when you start slowing down your life, you realize that that speed is completely artificial and usually self-inflicted. And by living a slower life and taking your time and enjoying the things that you're doing, going against the grain of speed and distraction, you live a lot happier. You're slower, you rush less, react less, worry less, appreciate more, and experience more. And you realize that you are actually in control of your own life. So try applying a little bit of yukuri to your everyday life. Slow down and appreciate every moment that you have. These habits are simple, but they're powerful. They won't fix your life overnight, but by slowly applying them to your routines in your everyday life, you should start to notice that you feel a lot calmer, a lot happier, and a lot more satisfied with your life. If you enjoyed this video, I also made a video about the minimalist rule that changed the way I live and will change the way you live. Click here if you want to check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.